Welcome to our video tutorial on tracking opens and clicks. Today I will be showing you how to manage your contacts tracking settings from a number of different screens within our user interface. We will begin with your settings screen under the Sending tab. Your open and click tracking options are enabled on your account by default. You may customize these options as you so choose and save your changes here. If you wish to not track opens or clicks, no activity will be gathered for any of your emails going forward. We do not recommend this, however, because open and click rates are a great way to measure contact engagement and overall email performance. However, the option to turn this off is still available for you here. If you make this setting change here, it will apply to all of your email sending. If you wish to optimally track opens and clicks when you are sending, you can do this as well. First, let's take a look at how you can do this on the Create Campaign screen. Under Option 3, Setting and Tracking, you will see options for track opens and track clicks. Selecting these options will override your global setting that was just set. So you can specifically determine if you want a campaign to track the opens and clicks or not. It is worth noting here that if you are sending emails or campaigns via our API, you are able to pass track opens or track clicks for each of the various calls, and if you do not pass anything, then it will default to your global account tracking setting configured. So far I have described and demonstrated how you can determine what emails you would like tracked for both opens and clicks. Now we need to discuss your contact's ability to control this tracking and provide consent where applicable. This can be done in various ways by you and your contacts. If you wish to add contacts via Quick Add, along with choosing the list you wish to add the contact to and the status you wish it to have, you may also designate the contact's tracking consent status. This field was created to allow contacts to opt out of having their mail tracked. There are 3 values for the data tracking consent field. They are allow, deny, and unknown. The unknown value is when consent is not specifically known, therefore tracking is still allowed. The unknown status is applied to all existing contacts and to any contacts added where the consent has not been specifically set. Next, let's discuss bulk uploading of contacts and how we can deal with their tracking consent. There are 2 ways to set the tracking consent when uploading your customers by CSV. Let's look at a simple CSV to show you how you can create a consent tracking column and supply it with unknown, allow, or deny for each specific contact. You may also specify by a 0, 1, or 2, respectively, instead of using the text. If you do not wish to set these values per contact in the CSV file, when you upload the file, there is an option to choose the consent tracking value for all the contacts you have just uploaded. This can be handy if you have a specific list of contacts where you know they have not yet given consent for tracking and need to. You can set deny for this entire list and be confident that Elastic Email will not track the opens or clicks for emails sent to this contact, even if the global tracking configuration or specific campaign configuration is on. Note that this consent tracking field only overrides turning off tracking and will never supersede your global or specific campaign open and click tracking configuration. Let's now look at how your contacts themselves can control their tracking consent. When creating a web sign-up form, you can choose to add the consent tracking field or not. Some countries, like in the European Union for example, have specific laws like the GDPR that require consent for every processing action you do with the contact's data. So for a web form to be GDPR compliant, you would definitely want to add this field to your form, and Elastic Email would take care of the rest for you. If you do not add this field, when a contact signs up, they will have their consent status set to unknown, which again will still allow tracking. If you do add it to your form, the contact has the choice to opt in to an open and click tracking or not. If they do not tick this checkbox, the contact will have deny stored to their tracking consent. If they tick the checkbox, they will have allow stored to their tracking consent. Be sure to not make this field required, or else you are forcing all of your users to consent to open and click tracking to even have them submit the form. This would be not a good idea, as you might miss out on some subscribers who would want to sign up but just don't want to have to be tracked. Finally, let's take a look at how your contacts can also manage their consent tracking from our unsubscribe forms. From within the Unsubscribe tab of your settings screen, there is an option to turn on tracking consent. This setting will be off by default. However, if you turn it on to allow your contacts to opt in or out of tracking events such as open and clicks from the unsubscribe tag within the email, either the manage subscriptions option or the transactional unsubscribe options needs to be enabled in order to turn on the tracking consent option on the unsubscribe form. Similar to our web forms, if you do not add this checkbox to the unsubscribe form, then the tracking consent field will remain unchanged when a contact updates their email preferences. If you do not add it, then either allow or deny will be set for this contact depending on if they tick the box or not. The tracking options described in this video provide ultimate flexibility with regards to tracking and are available for customers to help comply with the General Data Protection Regulation. The GDPR is in effect on May 25, 2018, so be sure you understand your requirements when dealing with personal data of any contact or customer in the EU. For more information on how to create GDPR compliant web forms, please check out our video on this topic. As always, if you have any questions about this video content or anything else, please contact us at support.elasticemail.com.